Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Book and Sip, where we read some books and take some sips. And we are going through chapters 11 through 15 of Mimi Grace's What a Match.
What
I
a
have a
match
lot.
made.
I know. Like, they will feel like two out of the five chapters we read were just spice scenes. And I have some questions now about those scenes. So I hope
Oh
you're
wait, I
ready.
cut you off. I cut you off. First of all, you're Erica.
I am Erica, and you're Andrea.
That's me.
Y'all
I
should
don't know
know
what
this by
Erica's
now.
sipping because last time we did not do our drinks, but
We didn't.
you can tell when we're recording because if it's any time before late in the afternoon, I'm
Yeah,
gonna have coffee.
same, same. And that's what I have right here in my favorite pink mug. Shockingly, someone gave me this mug for Christmas, and it's from the movie Wicked. And I just
Oh,
really like the mug, but I have yet to see the movie.
we'll have to save that for another day.
Oh no. Have you seen it?
I have not seen the movie. It's not my okay, this is the weird thing. Yeah, okay. As Erica is well aware, I love karaoke, I love singing, I love all that, but
Yes.
I hate musicals.
What? You know that's like the biggest oxymoron ever, right?
It is. It is my whole walk of life is music and I hate musicals.
And see, mine's the opposite. I go to karaoke. I don't care for karaoke because I just don't like singing
But
in
she
front
does a
of
great
people.
job.
I don't. Don't let her lie to you. I'm terrible.
She does a
However, I love musicals. Love
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Sing along Disney, that was my jam.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's weird. I figured you'd be all over it, huh?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
we're
the
gonna
good.
have to go. We're gonna dive deeper into this. Okay, guys. Chapter 11. Anthony lives. Yay!
Dang, I lost that bet.
He has survived his pumpkin accident, but is on bed rest for the next week. When Gwen and Anthony make it back to her apartment, they were unable to pull out the couch bed, so Gwen so thoughtfully suggested that they should share a bed.
I bet she did.
I know. Once they were settled in bed, Gwen told Anthony the truth that while she didn't know what the kiss meant, it was not meaningless. This led to more kissing, which led to Anthony making Gwen feel good. Request. And that was the whole chapter 11,
Was a nice little chapter of living while he's on his recovery bed, by the way.
right? I'm like, how? I mean, he didn't do anything either time. Okay, even though she said it was complete accident, Gwen, you know what the hell you were doing.
I mean, because she could have slept on the couch,
She could
right?
have, but she was like, it was uncomfortable and I got a cricket. No, 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 no,
Because if
no,
it
no,
was
no, no,
somebody
no.
you were not interested in, you would be on that couch.
You be on the couch.
Just to be the hospitable person.
No, I don't
Yeah.
believe that you just was trying to be nice and you did not intend to kiss him. You're a liar. You lied to your friend. And I would have called you out if I was Raven.
Of course. Of
I looked you
course.
dead in your eye. Don't lie to me.
All of us are looking for a good kiss.
And apparently a little more.
Well,
Apparently a little more. All right. A man who talks dirty, yes or no?
it depends on the type of dirt.
And see, that was my response as well when I thought of that question. Because I am a fan of Sex in the City. I do like the show. It's a decent show.
Never seen it.
But there's a scene where Samantha's with the guy, and we know Samantha, she likes to talk dirty. But this guy talked dirty in baby talk. Yeah. It was like, oh, I love your titty witties. I was like, oh no.
No.
Oh no.
No.
And even she was like, no. So yes, it depends on the dirty talk. What kind of dirty talk are you talking to me like I'm a baby?
Okay, so I saw this. It made me think of you. That
Oh
it
no.
sound right when I tell you what it is, but it did. So it was a video of this lady driving, and her direction person, this deep male growly voice, and he's like,
Mm,
"Stay in this lane." Oh yeah, good girl. And
mm.
like up here, you're gonna make a left in a mile. I love how you take direction. And
Mm.
I'm like, Erica would have a wreck. But yeah, like I think that's kind of the
Those all the time, and I'm like, I couldn't focus. I could not
yeah.
focus.
So I think that's the general type of dirty talk. Like, come here and do what daddy says
Yes.
and give me lots of praise, dirty talk.
Yes. Yes. So there was no praise in this. I think it was more
It's not
commanding.
that type of book either. I mean,
This is true.
this
This is
is, I
true.
would say wholesome, but no, not quite. But
No, no. When we get to the next fight scene, no, that wholesomeness went straight out the window.
it
I don't know
did, but
what.
it's she's not as like cutthroat. Like I said, some of these grabbed by the neck, threw her against the wall, ripped all her clothes. Not that type of dirty either.
And guys, I don't know if we'll ever get into a book like that. I'm not
I'm
sure.
hoping so. I'm
Oh
hoping so.
boy. Because I hear a lot about what's the one I hear about the most? Hunting Adeline.
Yes.
Look, see that? She already got excited just hearing the name of it.
I haven't read it, but it is on the list, and I'm running from it. So,
You're
but
the
yeah,
only one.
yeah.
All right. In chapter 12, Anthony woke up to an empty bed, recalls all the details of last night, thankful it didn't go past him getting her off. Why? I'm not sure. Duncan came to visit to bring him items that would help with his boredom. At work, Gwen told Raven what happened, claiming it was an accident. Liar. And now she can't get Anthony out of her head. Raven suggests maybe, just maybe, if she has sex with Anthony, he would be out of her system.
Don't give
This
bad advice.
right. Back at the apartment, Catherine and Enoch came by to visit with food and stayed and chatted with Gwen and Anthony. And Enoch handily stated that, Gwen's the only person that calls you Tony because he said he does not like that nickname. Interesting. Does the get it out of your system thing really work with anything? Honestly, with anything.
Yes. Okay. Let me back this up. Yes, but
Okay.
you can. First of all, men have this thing. Women can't have sex and not get uh attached. Yes, we can.
Yes.
Yes, we can. Yeah, because sometimes I just want to get off. Like, yes, we can. But you know that going in. This is not what that is.
Yes.
That's why Anthony wouldn't cross the boundary with her. I think the reason he was okay with getting her off and not getting, because for him, it has not crossed the line where he feels like he can't move on.
Okay, that makes sense.
But I think if he gave himself to her, then he would be the one to just go too far and be like, he already had a crush on her for years, that kind of thing. So, and for her though, she's finally seeing him in a different light. And so
Yes.
it getting it out of her, this wasn't someone she saw from the beginning and be like, yeah, I could have that. Yeah, yeah.
And
No,
that's a
this
future question. That's a future question I have about her starting to see Anthony in a new light.
yeah. So that's why I think this out of the system thing wouldn't work.
So you said it does work for something. What does it work for?
I think with a like I originally, like if it's just like, oh, that man is fine. You already know there's no substance there. He's from out of town. You'll never see him again. Get it out of your system because otherwise it will follow it. Like you'll be like, I remember that guy I saw at that bar 2 years ago. Oh, if I wish I would have, that kind of thing.
Okay,
If
okay.
you get that kind of thing out of your system.
Well, if it's really good, I'm not sure if it'd be out of your system very well.
Well, then yeah, I mean, but that's
Like
also
like our friend
the
from our last book that shall not be named Matisse, who ruined men for her forever.
where was she gonna go with that? Where was she?
No. So I mean, it could be like that. It could be. You never know. All right. In chapter 13, Catherine and Enoch left for the evening. While Anthony walked them to the car, Gwen had resigned herself to sleep with Anthony and get it out of her system. That's a great idea. The best way to do that was initiate something in bed again.
Wait,
But to her
so wait, but
surprise,
this is the problem for me. This man is living in your house. This is not gonna be a
yes,
hit or quitter. I'm never gonna see you again kind of thing.
no,
He's living in your
no.
house. Yeah,
And
because
to her surprise, Anthony had pulled out the couch bed and had no need to share a bed with Gwen. Luckily for her, he apparently wanted some action as well, and returning her phone turned into bending her over a couch, which turned into her being on top. Yeah, it got spicy real quick.
real quick, out of
I was like,
nowhere.
how did that happen?
I won't say out of nowhere. We saw it coming,
We saw
but
it coming, but seriously, how did
it
you?
escalated like that.
It
That
escalated quickly from. I wish it was that simple. Let me hand you your phone,
now bend
and then
over.
we're on the bed. Now bend over. Yes, yes. All right, dirty question. A man telling you what to do in the bedroom, yes or no?
You know, one of my favorite, again, I'm obsessed with social media. One of my favorite clips, Jill Scott. If you can tell me what to do, you can tell me what to do. If you can't tell me what to do, you can't tell me what to do. And it's just one of those things. Some men have it, some men don't.
This is true. This is true. And I feel like it takes a certain level of confidence to be able to tell somebody what to do. Like I read something that said the book 50 Shades of Grey, if he lived in a trailer, this would have been a different book. I was like, if he lived in a trailer, he wouldn't have the confidence to do this. Now, I'm not saying being rich makes you ultimately confident, but having some money to do what you want with will make you a little confident. And I feel like that whole I'm gonna tell him what to do comes from a high level of confidence. This dude had confidence because he's been in the ring. That's what I feel. He doesn't have an obscene amount of money, but I mean, dude, if you can fight a man, I can tell you what to do.
Yeah,
That's my theory. My theory is this only happens with someone who is confident.
facts.
If they're not confident, is it's gonna come off weird.
It is.
It's
Because it
gonna come
comes off
off
more
of
of an ask and not a demand.
yes,
And so
but
there is a fine line between a, will you bend over for me? Or,
yes,
and then you're like,
yes.
okay,
Okay.
will I bend over for you? Let me see how my back feels. But if you make me do it, okay,
Doesn't matter how my back
do it
feels.
tomorrow.
I could be in the worst pain ever, but I'm a bend over for you right now. Yes,
Right,
this is happening.
right.
All right, in chapter 14, the next morning, we decide to act like nothing happened. Nothing
I know
happened.
this thing.
I'm gonna get my coffee. You're gonna go to work. Everything's fine. This is normal. Totally normal. Anthony, being fed up with staying at home, decides to go back to work, where the social media rep tells Anthony, we need to exploit this 15 minutes fame. Now that Gwen has gotten Anthony out of her system, you feel my quotes, she starts to date again, but can't seem to get Anthony out of her mind. I wonder why. After the date, Gwen comes home and casually talks to Anthony about him appearing on Cup of Joe. After the interview, Gwen and Anthony watched the show together to see how it went. Anthony finally asked Gwen why she felt the need for a matchmaking service to begin with. And Gwen talks to Anthony about her past trauma, which is a valid question. Like you're on this matchmaking thing, why? Is dating on your own organically really that bad? And apparently it is. So this was my question. What is it about Anthony? Because I have to agree with Gwen a little bit. Logically speaking, they don't really make sense. Is it the proximity, or is there actually something about him that is appealing despite them having nothing in common?
But do they not have anything in common?
I haven't found a commonality yet.
I think it's a little more complicated. Obviously, her and her brother have things in common.
Yeah,
Anthony and her brother have things in common. Um, they all kind of grew up together. They've known each other for
yeah,
years. So, and he's always looked at her like, I mean, not despite the fact, I mean, yes, she's fine. She's educated. So he knows that she's got a good head on her shoulders.
right,
All the positive things that they like in women. She's pretty, she's supportive, she's obviously family oriented. You let your brother's friends stay, you don't ask a lot of questions. So you're not a
right.
selfish person. And then I guess that's the question. What do we really know about Anthony? I think that's always going to be our criticism of this book, is it just feels what you used the term last time, um, that kind of meant situational or just
Suspension bridge effect.
position with effect. So perhaps that is what it is, but there has to be, they don't go into a lot of details about how they met, why they're all in this kind of little friend circle.
Yeah.
But there has to be time. He came over and spent time with the brother and the family. You know that
And she
they're
said he's always been grumpy and never talked to her. So I'm like, okay,
so
y'all are talking, but I haven't heard anything of like, oh, you watched the show, I like it too. Or, oh,
no,
okay,
he
you like
doesn't
to
like the
paint,
show.
so do I. There hasn't been
But
anything.
we look for different things. So he fits the typical perfect man build. He's big, he's muscular, he's handsome, he can take care of us, he can defend us. He came in to save her. He was the shoulder to cry on when she got disappointed. He leaned on her when he was hurt. Like so he fed her nurturing side. He does all of these typical things that women want. So that's what
So,
makes him the perfect book boyfriend right now.
so ultimately, what it is that he's loyal.
Yes,
Okay, I can accept
to
that.
everybody
Kind of.
around him, to Duncan, to Enoch,
Yeah.
her.
Okay.
He's the golden retriever boyfriend.
He is. I wish they gave him a little more substance though.
Yeah.
I do. I wish they gave him a little more substance. All right. In chapter 15, Gwen admits to Raven that she messed up and sleeping with anything has made things so much more worse. Shocker. Now she can't focus on any of her dates. Raven asks why they wouldn't work out, and the list was short. He's grumpy. They have nothing in common, and all his clothes are athletic wear. Yeah, that was a reason. Gwen also admits to not responding to the matchmaker service because she is getting worried about getting kicked out. However, they just want a meeting. Anthony returns to work, semi famous, with everybody wanting to take pictures of him, and business is starting to go. Gwen meets with the matchmaking service and finds out that they found her a 96% compatibility match, a match so high they want to document the entire date. Personally, I would not feel comfortable with that. That would just feel very that would feel very pressury to me. Like I get it. This is the highest thing I've ever got. That's fantastic. And they're like, we want to make you over. We're going to plan the day for you. We're going to document the whole thing from beginning to end. I'm
So
already
it's the
nervous.
documentation for you.
Yes.
Okay.
If you want to plan it, fine. If you want to do my makeup and stuff, great. You want to be present from a distance, essentially?
Because it's not going to be an authentic. I'm a
Yeah.
somebody. One of us is going to be putting on for the camera, whether that's in a positive way or negative.
Yes.
We're not going to. We're going to definitely bring our representation.
And then y'all are planning the date, which means I don't get a clear idea of what he would think for a first date. So, nope, that'd be too much for me.
My argument on that side, though, my argument about someone else planning the date, I think that puts both of them on equal footing because neither one
Okay.
of them is making the plan or deciding what they're going to do. The company is going to put them both in an even thing. Nothing may have
Okay.
been something one of you have done before and may not.
This is true. I'm down for that. All right. Honestly, I have no idea where this is going to go.
My prediction,
Go
this
ahead.
96% person is Anthony.
You think Anthony got on the matchmaking thing?
Yes, why not?
See, my thought was the 96% person is going to be her ex.
Oh, I would be.
That was my thought. It's going to be her ex.
Oh, that would be so dirty.
I know.
I would be mad. Like I'm mad sitting here thinking about it. No, no, I want Anthony to have done the grand gesture, asked her about why this dating service, and then he went and got signed up.
Okay, so now it seems like the real question is the 96% match going to be somebody she already knows, or is it going to be someone she's never met?
Dang. I think your scenario would make a better book. Dang. And then she's upset and mad and goes home and crying up to Anthony and he's like, "But girl, I love you though." And then they
See,
walk off into the sunset.
I need to write my own romance, guys. I'd blow your socks off. You wouldn't know
Ugh,
what was going on. There'd be so many twists and turns. You think you're on highway.
my God. I don't know. I don't know.
See,
I'm
because that was my
sorry.
thought. I was like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be your ex because he's back in town. Why is he back in town? He got his hair all done. What's gonna happen?
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm mad thinking
Mhm.
about the X. But it would make better ratings.
And what? So that's where I'm going. Okay, our honorable mentions. I have two, and then I have something new for you guys.
Hmm.
Yes. How do you cut your sandwich?
Triangles.
Triangles. Like, bro, you cut this thing in half,
A lot of people cut it in half, and I'd be like, "Who raised y'all?" Triangles.
it tastes better. It tastes better. Okay, I choose you. This was what popped into my head. This 80s dating thing. And
This
first of
was
all,
one
you
of my
named this
favorite shows. And then they come
seriously?
back, and I loved it when the date didn't work out. I just loved it because it was for the best drama. They'd be mad at each other.
So much drama. So no, I couldn't do it. I could not. Like for me, I have a drama level. And if any show reaches too much drama, I just cut it. I don't know why. I can't.
This was not bad. Like this was not bad, but there were like a couple times I'd be like, okay, you should go with her. But then he always went with the men always go for the pretty thing.
They
So
do.
like one girl could be like, okay, so he would be some outdoorsy hiker guy, blah blah blah. And then there'd be one girl that was like, yeah, I work at a conservatory. I like hiking on the weekends. I do this, that, and the third. And then one chick would be like, oh, I like to party and I go out with my friends and I drink a lot and it's like but she's like super stacked. So he
And
go
they're
with the
like,
stacked
yes,
girl and the
that
girl
one.
that he should be dating, which is the person who works at the park and does all these outdoor things.
Yep.
You're like, dude, what are you doing? Like, okay, the other girl might be a tad bit cute. Look, all these girls, they're pretty girls.
Yeah.
Not like they were getting somebody that was hit with a brick, but it was always this thing. And the audience would say something like 57%, you should date the girl who hikes. And he'd go with the 29 because she had cuter bangs or something crazy. I don't know. It's like,
Yeah.
and it never worked out. And I'd be
It
like,
doesn't.
men, don't let men pick a thing.
See, I feel like women run these matchmaking services. I do. Speaking of matchmaking, okay. So I have not been to the movies and forever because there's just nothing good out. Actually, it seems like there's a slew of horror movies out. Like that just seems to thing. Like there was a movie that came out, and I can't remember the name of it because I don't pay attention to horror movies. That made everybody in the theater vomit. It was just so grotesque. And now it seems like each horror movie is trying to top that for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So a rom-com movie is finally coming out. Rom-com movie is finally coming out. Here's the movie. Materialist.
Okay, first of all, is that my boy Chris?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And Petra? Oh my God.
Yes. Yes. This movie comes out June 13th. I'm gonna tell you why I'm interested in this movie. So this woman,
The
she's a
audience of the
matchmaker.
movie is enough.
She's a matchmaker. She's one of those, I'll match everybody else, but I'm meant to be single forever.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Yes. Now this is gets me about the movie. You have the guy on the I'm trying to think of where it is from your side. We'll just say the guy next to the red balloon. I can't think of
Okay.
the name of him in the movie.
Yeah, okay.
Um, he is the one that checks all the boxes. He has money. He is romantic. He checks all the boxes. She referred to him as a unicorn. And then you have this guy, Chris Evans, and he's just passionate. He works as a waiter in between jobs, lives with a roommate. And she's trying to essentially, the movie is her deciding between the two. Now, I would not typically go for this movie because every time a movie like this come out, she always sides with the guy. She always goes for the guy with potential and not the guy who is already pinched. And that
Right.
seems to be a theme in these type of movies. It's what bothered
Yeah,
me about The Notebook.
yes.
I'm like, so honestly, I'm hoping that she goes with the guy who has everything. And honestly, what's wrong with that? Like, I know if she does, she'll get so much shade. Well, you only picked him because he's this, and because that though.
Okay. This is all criticism about women in their life and all of this. So the reason that there's something wrong with that is because despite what we hear today about how um merit and yada yada,
Hmm.
men know there are only so many people who are going to make it to Mr. Red Balloon's level. The majority
Okay.
of men are always going to be Chris. So you've got to have women that will settle for the Chris. Otherwise, they never get a woman. So I have to make women feel bad if they don't go for the Chris. It's something wrong. You are the mean person. You are the evil person. You should have to settle.
And see, that bothers me. That
It
bothers
does.
me
It should.
because on the reverse end, kind of like you didn't watch the show, I watched it, loved it. Bridgerton in the final, and sorry guys if I ruined Bridgerton for you guys, but you should have already watched it by now. Okay, season
Oh,
three's been out for forever. I don't care what you think.
don't
Okay,
run it.
in Bridgerton, one of the characters finally gets a match. She ends up with the guy of her dreams, but the show was criticized because the main female lead was a bigger girl. And they
Listen.
said there's no way someone who looks like this would go for a bigger girl. So they said it was unrealistic. I was like, so we can settle for the guy who lives with a roommate and has a waitress, beautiful, educated woman, and that's realistic. But someone going for a plus size who looks like Chris Evans is not realistic. Make it make sense, guys.
Well, I mean,
Make it make
men can
sense.
be ugly, bald, fat, broke, but a woman must be slim. Period. End of
Yes. Yes. So I'm going into this movie with the hopes that she chooses the rich guy. Care what y'all think.
Well, we will come back and we will have to see, but I think
I know where it's gonna go. I know where it's gonna go. But damn it, it
okay.
better be a good reason. It better be a good reason, like he ends up owning his own business or something. I don't know.
I mean, but that's Hallmarky, right? Like I go with the brokey, and then we both go off into the sunset and build this Christmas tree farm.
Yes. Yes. Because I have not watched one movie where the woman goes for the passionate rich guy. She goes for the brokey.
No, so what happens in these movies, there's also some other chick on the other side who's evil, hateful, mean, but pretty and rich in her
Hmm.
own. And so then her and the other rich man will walk off into the sunset together. So money with money and two caring, loving spirits, brokies go off together. And
See,
so
it's
it's also
never
like
two
a broke
brokies. It's never
system.
two brokies. It's always the guy's a brokey and the girl is not.
But she's not as rich as the other, like she's not as rich as him, and she's not as rich as the other. Because there's always
Listen,
some
okay.
other hateful, spiteful lady who is pretty but mean girlish, and
Yes.
is also somewhere in this little love triangle mix. And so then
Yes.
they walk off into the sunset with the broken-hearted rich man who's crying into his billions, and she's like, "That's okay. I can be your person."
So, guys, what do you think? In this day and age, passionate guy who has potential or equally passionate guy who's already potential? What do you
Listen,
go for?
when you get old like me, I got the gray hairs up here. When you get old like me, you take the money. Take the money and run. Love can only take you so far.
And I have to agree. I want potential. I don't want potential anymore.
I'm old. I ain't got time for potential.
I don't have potential. I want potential. And it may sound terrible, and I don't care what you think.
She done told y'all.
Yes. Don't settle, guys. Don't settle. Go for go for potential. Don't go for potential. There's nothing wrong with that. Because you're gonna end up with that potential guy and he's gonna be potential for the next 10 years. And then you're gonna think to yourself, yep, I should have banged the doctor. So I'm gonna go see this movie. I have low hopes, but we'll see. You gonna come June 13th. June 13th is when it comes out. And we're gonna see if she ends up because both of them objectively good looking.
Very,
Very.
very.
I actually think he looks a little better.
And Chris Evans. Now listen.
I know. I
Ah,
know.
I mean,
I
it
know. I
makes sense.
probably started a
Look
war
at
with
the thing
that
with
one.
his hair. Like, I mean, yeah. I mean, that he's got on a tuxedo. Listen,
I think even
they
if you put I've
but
never been,
Chris
I'm not gonna
Evans
say I've
is
never been a
bad.
fan of Chris Evans. I just don't like this.
Cap.
I don't know. I don't know.
You
I don't
say
know.
all
We
day.
see we we could go to, we could have a whole other power presentation just about vegetarians. We're not
Kristen
gonna do that though.
is
We're not gonna
all
do that.
day. Well, let's do it all day then. Let's do it. Me too.
See, we're gonna have to have some more sexes with this. We're,
I'll make you a sandwich, Cap. Go ahead.
we are
Um,
at the end, guys. We're at the end. This is it. 16 through the epilogue. What's gonna happen?
what's gonna happen?
What's
When are
gonna
we picking
happen?
the book? I have my list.
You have your list?
I have my list.
Okay, we're gonna talk about this list because I want to know what's on the list. I have a list too. I have a list too. We're trying to decide if we're gonna go with a super popular book that everybody's reading, or if we're gonna go with some more unknowns. Because I'm not gonna lie, I like some of these unknowns. Like y'all, y'all be brushed them off, but this was decent. This was really good. We'll see if it finishes strong. Because for me, one thing in a book can ruin the whole book.
Don't I know it?
Like,
Poor
and
Matisse.
and guys, don't come for me for this one. Don't come for me for this one. Twilight. One thing in Twilight ruined all of Twilight for me.
What was wrong with Twilight?
I did not like that he sparkled in the sun. I could not get past it. I don't care what you think. I didn't. I could not get past that.
Ooh,
You
Erica.
turn into diamond dust when you step in the sunlight. Here,
Listen,
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. It was stupid. It ruined the whole book for me.
I have some
It
other
ruined the
issues
whole
with
book for
Twilight.
me.
I'm just wondering what your one thing with Twilight was, and sparkling, it was it. Okay. I mean, hey,
Yeah, that was it. That was it. I could, and it was it's such a good. Okay, that's fine. But vampires that spark. Did all the vampires sparkle?
no, because most vampires blow up in the sun.
Exactly. I mean, in Twilight, did all the vampires sparkle, or was it just
No.
him? It was
Oh,
just him.
all of the other ones? Oh, I don't know. I don't think they ever said that.
See, and I probably could have been okay with the fact that okay, it's just him. He has some weird condition where he sparkles instead of blows up.
Well, there has been some, like with all fan fictions, I don't know where this came from, but there has been some conversation that perhaps they weren't all the way vampire, that there's some fae in their background, which would cause, but they were not all related. So
Yes,
they were not all true family. So we have to, yeah, we can go down a whole rabbit hole with these
we can.
bigger
But think of
stories.
something better, guys. Okay, sparkly vampire. I've never been a vampire type person, anyways. I've been more of a werewolf type. I know
Now,
you're the
we have
vampire type.
those.
You're the vampire type. I'm the werewolf type.
Listen, I'm an all time. I'm actually I think I'm more of a elf person than anything. But first of all, witches and wizards. I think there's nothing
Yes,
better than a witch or wizard book. And then
yes.
elf. Elf genres are my thing. And then after that, vampires and werewolves, they're all the same.
See,
I
mine would be werewolves, elves, then witch and wizards. Yeah.
should have been a witch, but God knew not to give me magical powers.
And see, and next year, guys, and I'll put this in our next video because I am signing up for this. I'm very excited, especially if you live in the Texas area. The Gaylord Texan Hotel is hosting the Readers and Dreamers Expo, where they have a Fae ball, where you dress up like a Fae in a ball gown and go get your dance on. And then the next day, they have the Fae tea party. Dress up in your nice tea party dress with other little Fays and have some tea. I'm excited about that. And they give you time to prepare an outfit. It is 2026 March. So you got a whole year to get ready. Matter of fact, I'll probably post it on Instagram so y'all can see if you want to sign up. Guys, like, share, subscribe, follow on Facebook and Instagram. And we are going to finish this out and then we're going to talk about what our next book's going to be. I'm about to get on with Andrea and see what this list is that she have, because I'm curious. Should we let Andrea pick the next? That's our comment. Should we let Andrea pick the next book? Huh? Because yes.
You saw what
I
happened
don't,
when I picked the last book, y'all.
do we want to risk this again? Do we want to risk again her picking a book? Should we give her a chance? Should we give her a chance?
I like the pull a name from the hat thing that we did. I like that. But we can
Okay,
do it.
we'll do.
We have wheels and things. We can do all that. Anyway,
Okay, we'll get together
yes,
again. We're
like,
gonna do the.
share, subscribe, tell your friends about us. Make sure you tell Cory
Yes.
Booker I'm still here.
I'm telling you, he's gonna pop up on here one day. He's
My
gonna
God,
pop up on here one day, and you won't know what to do with yourself.
I will.
You won't know what to do with yourself.
No, 330-8004.
Oh boy. Oh
I'll call
boy.
myself.
Guys, we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.